You've been to Jaffna, you've been to the north, and you met quite a number of people over there. What's your take on the situation in the north right now?
Let me say in the onset that, of course, we see some improvement, the infrastructure improvement, and we, of course, have met with the Tamil National Council, the opposition that won. Having said that these are positive steps, but these steps need to be further strengthened to ensure that the voices and the marginalization of the community which led in the first place to all the problems, the terrible civil war in this country, have to be addressed. And in my opinion, the same issues that were there have not yet been resolved.
When you say issues, would you pinpoint anything specific that draws Canada's main concern?
Well, our main concerns are what is the core principles of the Commonwealth, which is the promotion of democracy, right, the rule of law, the freedom of the press, and the freedom of religion. All of these four things are seriously being undermined or being reduced up in the north, which is the cause for concern for Canada, and which is the reason why the Prime Minister said that he did not see any tangible progress towards achieving these objectives. Henceforth, he didn't come. We have, of course, the Reconciliation Commission had made a lot of recommendations. Those recommendations that we have seen are just cosmetics so far and have not yet gone deeper into the issues to resolve this. We feel these lingering uh, situations of not being resolved is detrimental to the peace and security of Sri Lanka. We also concerned with. I went to the newspaper, local newspaper there, and saw horrific pictures of journalists being killed and the place being attacked. And what is very disturbing to us, aside from these attacks to the journalists, and, is that nothing has been done to catch the culprits. Number one. Number two, nothing has been done to provide security to 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 the premises, to the people. This is a lack that the government is, uh, the lack of what we are saying is tangible results towards achieving these Commonwealth principles.
So in essence, overall, you would say that the situation in the north is more of a deteriorating level as opposed to something positive. Is that the case?
I think I'm looking now, you should see it from the other point of view. There is now a positive environment which can be grabbed by the government to provide security, peace and security for all citizens of Sri Lanka. It is time to seize that opportunity by the government, and this is where we are saying that the government is lacking.
Britain and Australia had said they feel the best way to address these concerns is to come and to engage. By the Prime Minister not coming, by Prime Minister Stephen Harper not coming here, do you think that you could make a stronger voice, or would it have been better if he was here directly?
Every country would make a decision on its own to see what is in the best interest, to give the message that, if Sri Lanka as is going to be the chair of an international organization, the core principles of that organization must be respected. Uh, we see the lack of it. Okay? Prime Minister told Sri Lanka some time back that we'd like to see steps Sri Lanka's taken, positive steps to address that. In our opinion, that is, in our opinion, that hasn't happened, which is why we have decided that that this is a message that we need to send to the Sri Lankans. And look, we are here. Canada has been a development partner of Sri Lanka for a long time. We are here to help. Okay, but the help can only be done when it is recognized there's a need for help. At this current time, we don't see the government of Sri Lanka seeing this way. We see them using all kind of excuses, attack when people criticize them. I think they need to understand that the criticism is valid, coming from the fact that they aspire to be a responsible citizen of the international community, and there are responsibilities that go with that kind of desire.
What role would you think the Commonwealth as a grouping could play here in Sri Lanka on the human rights issue?
Very straight and simple. Commonwealth should give its very strong stick to the principles of the Commonwealth. And if they stick to the principles of the Commonwealth, indeed, they would be able to tell Sri Lanka, that look, we need you to move in the forward path. Real, tangible forward path, not cosmetic forward path. And that would be a strong message. And Sri Lanka, I'm sure, has a desire, and it is a genuine desire that it wants to be a responsible citizen of the world. And sure, then that's the step to go ahead. Comes with responsibility.
But the Commonwealth Secretary General, Kamalesh Sharma, he is of the opinion that the Commonwealth is doing something as far as Sri Lanka is concerned. Would you question that?
Indeed, we would. We are pointed believe that the Commonwealth is not fulfilling this thing. It's not taking the hard step it is required to take. I completely disagree with Mr. Sharma's assessment. Matter of fact, even today, Mauritius just announced today that it will not be hosting the next Commonwealth conference. And India itself has taken the similar steps on there. And so, yes, there is a need to address these issues, and every country makes its own decision, and Canada has made a decision that this is the right course of action approach it should take to give to say that it's strong displeasure with the way that the government is not complying with the Commonwealth principle.
But assuming the government does not even comply even within the next few months or years, what happens then? What sort of step would Canada be looking at taking?
Well, we will let our friends in Sri Lanka, let me just say, that we expect them to address these issues, and we will look upon, as the chair of the Commonwealth for the next 2 years, we expect Sri Lanka to uphold those principles and move in that direction, and we will looking forward to do that.
Has the situation strained relations between Canada and Sri Lanka in any way?
Well, we have expressed our points in reference to the situation in Sri Lanka. We are concerned not also on the reconciliation process, but there are ways in which to move forward. We are concerned, that the UN Human Rights Report has not been appropriately addressed. There are a lot of ways, that you can. There is precedent already. South Africa has done it, and look where South Africa is today. My trip up north very clearly indicated to me that there was serious problems in that regard, that those issues that have been festering for a long time have not been addressed.
But some of the opinions that we see coming out from the Sri Lankan government or government members is that the strong position taken by Canada is more related to the diaspora in Canada, the Tamil diaspora, and maybe future elections. Would you agree with that sort of comment?
Listen, we've heard when governments and governments do use that kind of an excuse to say that the course of action they're taking is the right course of action. They need to understand that the most important thing they are vying to be the chairmanship of an organization that has very strong principle. You show us you show us that you are doing tangible steps, not cosmetic steps, but real tangible steps, then we can say, yes, there is a forward movement and we are happy, right? But I'm telling you, my trip to the north, and what you heard, is the people of Sri Lanka who was telling us this problem. Not my diaspora, but the people of Sri Lanka are telling us. I have told diaspora openly that, you can help assist Sri Lanka through the development purposes, not through political interference. The people over here will make the decision. The Tamils up north, or let's say Sri Lankans who live in the north, will make the decision of how they want to run this country and what is it. They are unhappy. This is the trip that I found. This is one. They are unhappy. So it's better for the government of Sri Lanka very quickly to get off this wrong notion they have in their head and look at what is really happening in this country.
But one other thing that they keep on using is the LTT rump in Canada as well. That we see, or they claim to see the LTT supporters quite active there.
Let me tell you, in no uncertain, that's why I say get off your horse and look at reality. Canada was one of the first few countries to ban LLTE. LTT is even today banned. You cannot do any business with them. That ban ensured that LTT could never raise funds anymore or do anything in Canada. It's a banned entity. Even today it's a banned entity. So to use that as an excuse is absolutely nonsense. Our law prohibits us from even discussing or doing anything with LTT. So let's move that nonsense out and let's go. We rather, because of Canada taking a stand against LTTE, weakened LTTE, that ultimately resulted in the victory here. Okay? Because we view that as a terrorist organization. So it's better for Sri Lankan people who are talking about it. Forget that. Let's look at what is the core issue. The core issue here is that it is the people here who feel marginalized. Okay? Forget about the diaspora. Here are the people who feel marginalized. Go up to the north and talk to them, and then you will find.